Hi, folks. Dale York, Just Fish Outdoors. Me and a friend of mine, just a few weeks ago, were down at just a marvelous place. We were down at Lake Picachos, which is about 35 miles north of Mazatlan, down in Mexico, and we fished with Ron Speed Jr. accommodations down there. Or Ron Speed Jr. Adventures, and we just had the most wonderful time down there. The numbers of fish we caught were just astronomical and lights out, and we're going to go through and talk a little bit about it. We're going to give you some insights as to exactly what to expect, how your day goes, and just what Ron Speed Jr. is all about as far as fishing with Ron Speed Jr. Adventures. So stick around. We're going to go through and show you some pictures, talk about the baits we used. We're going to talk about the numbers that we posted. We're going to talk about the accommodations. We're going to do things a little bit different than just showing you tons and tons and tons of video of catching fish. I mean, we posted some absolutely awesome numbers each day. We caught a lot of fish, but the accommodations, the equipment, everything was just top shelf. So we're going to go in and talk about Ron Speed Jr. Adventures, Lake Picachos, Mexico, Part 1. There'll be 3 parts of this segment that I'll post up here in the next few weeks. So be sure you come to Facebook, hit that like button, see us on YouTube as well. Punch that subscribe, punch that like button, and we'll get into this week's Part 1, Lake Picachos Mexican Adventure. Okay, what you can expect on a daily schedule is about 5:30 in the morning. There'll be a knock on your door, and they'll bring you a pot of coffee. They'll give you 30 minutes or so to wake up, get dressed, get all your tackle organized, and you set your tackle, your rods, your reels, your tackle box outside your door. And then roughly about 6 o'clock, they serve breakfast. You go down, you start eating breakfast. While you're doing that, they're loading your rods and your reels and your tackle boxes in the boat and the guide that's assigned for you for the day. You'll be notified. They'll come to your table, tell you who your guide is for the day, and you'll eat breakfast, then go down and find your guide for the day and jump in his boat, and he will take care of you the rest of the morning. You'll fish till 11:30, maybe 11:45, depending on where you're at on the lake. And then you come back to the lodge for lunch and also a short siesta. You're back on the water around 2 o'clock. And then, man, it's just lights out until dark. I mean, it's usually dark when these folks come off the water. Dinner's usually served about 6:30 in the evening. The dinners are just marvelous. You'll have steak, you'll have lobster, you'll have shrimp. It's just amazing dinners in the evening. And then, of course, once you get finished eating dinner, then you're pretty much done for the evening, and you can kick back, relax, go back to your room, take a shower, whatever you feel like you need to do, get ready for prep for the next day. And then 5:30 the next morning, it starts all over again. So you have a pretty full day. We're going to go through that. We're going to show you some pictures of fish we caught. We're going to talk to Larry Stultz, the partner in crime of mine while I was down there this past trip. And we're just going to talk about how our day went, what we caught the fish on, and give you some updates. So stick around. Part 1 of our absolutely fabulous Ron Speed Jr. Adventures Lake Picachos Part 1 is coming your way. Hi folks, Dale York, Just Fish Outdoors, and I'm with my good friend Larry Stultz, and we're down at Lake Picachos in Mexico, and we just finished our first day, and I think we had a grand total of 80 fish today, and I think the big fish was 4.5 pounds. What's your first general impressions of Lake Picachos, Larry?
Well, it's a really beautiful lake. The facilities here and the fish camp itself is just remarkable. The service is really outstanding. Living quarters and sleeping quarters, are what you would expect to see in Mexico. We're about an hour and a half drive from Mazatlan, Mexico, and really enjoying the trip. It's been great so far. This is the first day of 3.
Yeah, we've got 2 more days to go here, and so far the weather's been awesome. It's, in the low 60s of a morning, probably gets up to 82, 83 in the afternoon. We've had partly cloudy skies, fairly low wind, and the fishing here is just awesome. And I can't say enough about the 5-star accommodations. I mean, we had steak tonight for dinner.
Good steak too. Very good, yeah. The meals are remarkable. Very good, very good.
And the equipment. I mean, they're running fairly new bass boats, 60-horse Yamaha 4-strokes on them. The guide we had, what was the guide's name?
Alfredo.
Yeah. And Alfredo was just an awesome guide today. He tended to our every little whim and put us on some fish.
Yeah, he really did. We had an early morning bite. Mostly on plastics. We did real well on lizards. Later in the day, we had real good luck on swim baits. But just about everything we threw today, we caught fish on.
Yeah, we did. I mean, I caught fish on spinnerbait. I caught fish on swim baits. I caught fish on lizards. I caught fish on square bill. I mean, that was just a few of the baits that we threw today. And pretty much everything we threw, we caught a few fish on. What do you think your favorite bait was today?
It had to be the swim bait. We got into a hole on a bend of the river, and Dale and I were catching fish at the same time. We were doubling up, and we probably caught fish for 20 minutes right there, and they were all quality fish.
Yeah, I think that was a high point of our day is right there on that bend of the river. I mean, we were doubling up just left and right and caught, 20, 25 fish there just as fast as we could catch them. And the swim bait seemed to be the bait of choice.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was the one that we were really nailing them with. But that doesn't mean we didn't catch them on everything else that we threw. We did. We just didn't quite catch the size or the number all at one time.
Yeah, I think we probably averaged our best in that little river bend that we were catching them on swim baits, because I think every fish we were catching was 2.5, 3 pounds every time we swing the rod, and it was just lights out in that particular area.
That's right, and the fish down here are Florida strain, but they are really stout fish. Those fish were you catch a 2-pounder, you thought you had a 4-pounder on there.
Yeah, it's really hard to relay that to people, how stout these fish are down here. They are just so strong compared to what we see on our northern strain back, where we come from, Oklahoma, and further north. We don't have a lot of the Florida hybrids, and these fish, because of their diet with the tilapia and the shad and others, they're just mean.
Oh, they are. And this being a young lake, I think this is the 6th year for it. The fish aren't quite as large as you would catch in some of the other local lakes like El Salto, but the quantities are just outstanding.
Yeah, if you truly want 100 fish a day lake, or close to 100 fish a day lake, this is a lake you need to come and fish. It just outproduces everything around it, and it will for several years. It's got a lot of timber. It has a lot of areas that are not as accessible as some of the other lakes, and I think it's just going to be a tremendous lake for years to come.
Oh, yeah, I agree. And if you want to come to a lake, it doesn't have a lot of pressure on it. I mean, I think there's about probably a grand total of eight people here at this lodge right now. There's another fish camp fairly close to it, but I'd say the fishing pressure here is really light.
Yeah, I don't know if the coronavirus has something to do with that right now or not. The plane coming down from Dallas to Mazatlan was a quarter full, so we were enjoying that. So, but folks, I can't relay enough how absolutely outstanding Ron Speed Jr.'s facility is here on Lake Picachos, and Larry and I are just having a blast, and we're looking forward to the next 2 days.
Oh, yeah. Just about wore me out today, but I'm sure I'll regain some momentum tomorrow, and we'll have another good day, I'm sure.
Yeah, you know, there's nothing there a good night's sleep and some Bengay won't cure, I don't think. So we're looking forward to tomorrow. So man, folks, once again, I'll put a video together and put it out when I get back home. But wow, you know, what a trip so far. We're really excited about the next 2 days, and we're really hoping we post a couple of big fish.
Right. And, you know, the potential's here for some, I think the lake record's around 12 pounds right now. So most of the fish we caught today were in 3 pound and down. We did catch one nice 4.5. But the fishing is outstanding. It really is. A great place.
Yeah, and like I said, folks, we can't say enough about the accommodations. You know, they're top shelf. Everything here is just wonderful. So anyway, Dale York, Larry Stoltz, Just Fish Outdoors. We'll do another update tomorrow night, let you know how we did tomorrow. But until then, we're going to sign off and try to get some sleep tonight and look forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm ready for the bed.
Yeah, we're ready to hit the rack. It's been a long day. So this Dale York, Larry Stoltz, Just Fish Outdoors saying we'll catch you later.